Welcome to PhotoPlay's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Tuesdays with Tina. I have a fun project to share with you. We're going to make a holiday Christmas card. We're using the lovely Say It with Stamps Holiday Foliage layered die set. Has some beautiful holiday foliage in here, but this is actually versatile. You could use this outside of Christmas too. That's what I love about this set. This would be great for lots of occasions, birthdays, get wells. Just instead of the red berries, you could switch them out to eat maybe even blueberries. So that's the nice thing about this die set, although we are making a holiday card today. We're also going to be using the Holiday Sentiments rub-on transfer sheets. I love that there are black and white, so if you wanted to transfer these on any of your favorite colored cardstock, you could do that. Or there's just simply black. That's what we're going to be using on our card today. So let's jump in and start by doing some die cutting. I have some colored cardstock here. We're going to go traditional Christmas, well, with the exception of the pink. I have two different shades of green. I'm going to die cut out this foliage here. And then for the berries, I'm going to go with gold glitter cardstock. I will spice it up a little bit. We have extra leaf here that I want to be die cutting out with the dark green. And then the foliage piece we're going to die cut out with a light green. And for my bow here, it's a 3-piece bow set. I'm going to die cut that out with some pink cardstock. Let's go ahead and separate our dies, and we're going to get started. After my die cutting is done, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of ink blending. I think when you add ink to colored cardstock, it just makes it stand out and it gives it a little extra something. So I'm going to use my green ink. I have a small blending brush here. What we're going to do is start by adding some of this ink to the single leaves. Just a little highlight adds so much to these. And I'm also going to add some highlights to the leaves on the flourish here. There is etched detail on these leaves, and when you ink it up too, some of the color just seeps in those etched leaves. So I'm going to continue on. So we highlighted all of our greenery. I'm going to put these to the side. I'm going to bring in a pink ink, and we're going to do a little highlighting with our bow. Just going to add it from the top and kind of fade down. Just like that. And then for the top of my bow here, we'll add a little ink to the upper portion here. And just a little bit to the bow center. And that is all there is to it. A little goes a long way. To create the bow, it's very easy. You just add a little dot of glue here at the base. And then you can add the upper portion right on top. And then you have the center piece that goes right in the middle. And your bow's good to go. How pretty is that bow? Okay, now for our leaf flourishes, we're going to add a little extra fullness to these. I have 4 of them, and the leaves. So first we're going to add the berries. To do it, it's very easy. You just put dots of glue on each one of these. It's going to go really fast. You'll be surprised. I love that there's little circles at the very end where you are supposed to add the berries, because it's versatile. You could also use gems if you wanted to. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my gold to each one of these flourishes. Adding the last of these, I do have some left over. So I'm going to double up on some of them. So I'm going to add an extra dot of glue on 2 of these. And we can just add some extra berries here. Now after we have these done, we're going to go in with our leaves and add a little dimension to these two. So at the base of each one of my leaves, I'm going to add some glue dots. And we're going to mix and match these leaves, kind of overlapping and making this these a little bit more full. Kind of customizing those. I'm going to let these dry, and in the meantime we're going to work on our background panel. I have a piece of red cardstock. This measures 3 3/4 inches tall by 4 1/4 inches wide. I'm going to use some dark brown ink. I love adding dark brown ink to red. We're going to create a gradient. So I'm going to take just my blending brush, starting at the top. I'm going to go really heavy, and then I'm going to fade down. Doing this on red cardstock really makes it pretty. Okay, that's all there is to that. And while I'm at it, I'm going to bring in my bow. I want to just use the ink that's left over on my blending tool, and I'm going to add a little brown to my bow too. This just adds a little bit of a regalness to that pink. I'm going to take this panel with the dark side on top. I'm going to add some adhesive behind here, and this is going to go on the lower portion of my card base. It's a side folding card base. I'm just going to make sure that it opens on the right side. This is going to go at the very bottom. Now after we have this adhered, that same gold cardstock that we used for the berries here, I trimmed down a 1/4 inch strip. This is going to go right over the seam. Before we add our florals, we're going to bring in our transfer sheets. There is a stick in here that you can use to rub on. And again, I'm going to be using the black. These transfer sheets are 6 by 8, and they do have that protective backing on the reverse side. What I like to do, everybody does transfer sheets different. I like to trim my greeting out with the protective portion on the back, like so. We're going to use "Wishing You a Joyful Season" today. And then I remove that protective backing. And then I can position this where I want it to go here on my card. I think that's a good spot. So I give it a press, and then using the stick that came with it, I gently press. I like to go in little circular motions, and you'll notice it'll go from dark black to a gray when it starts lifting off of this plastic piece that the transfer is on. And I think I got it all. And then I just slowly pick it up. I keep one side down because if I need to add more of that, like I missed a little piece to my Y, I can always go back and do a little more pressing with it. Then I lift it once more, and we just go really slow. And when there's no black on your plastic, you know you're golden. And how beautiful and seamless that is. Perfect. Now we're going to arrange our foliage. I'm going to add glue to the very bottom set of leaves. This is such an easy card to create, especially when the dies do all the work for you. Just love how gorgeous that is. Okay, so, and I like them free-flowing. If you wanted to glue them down, you can, but I like the way that they kind of lift. I like the free flow look. I'm going to take my bow, I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to add some foam tape behind here. I'm going to remove the release paper, and I'm going to add my bow so it's kind of tilting a little bit. So I trimmed down two thin pink strips. What I'm going to do is just add some glue behind here. I'm going to do a little tucking with it. We're going to tuck it right under the gold. I think this is just going to tie everything together. And I'll do the same thing with this strip. We'll tuck it on this side, just so it looks like it's continuous. And then I'm going to trim away the excess here. Lovely. Lastly, I'm going to bring in some sparkle spray. This has a gold tone to it. And I have a little spray box here we're going to use. Just going to place this in here. Do a little test spray here. And then I want to add some sparkle to the entire card front. Just the fine mist. And it adds so much to the card. I don't know if you can see that sparkle, that shimmer. But that finishes my card today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.